If you have to talk about a blockbuster that disrupts the virtual world, when it was only comics that were hunted more by the people, hunting sale, it's definitely Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling in early 2024 is also made into a movie. It's really cool for fans. Now my brother and I are always on trial. When it's made into a movie, Solo Leveling will be a masterpiece, or desperate. Into movies always give it hot. Since the gates, Connectio to another dimension that appeared 15 years ago. People are naturally curious. They went there to explore. They found out that it's not just a multitude of monsters, but there are also precious resources. With the appearance of these gates, some people have woken up to the power. They are called hunters. Hunters are divided into categories from E to S, based on the amount of energy in the body. Our main male, Sung Jin-Woo, he's also one of the lucky ones. Get this power, but he's just an E-hunter. That is, while the other hunters use their power to make money, to flirt and to flex, Jin-Woo has no other choice. Being a bad guy. People who don't know Jin-Woo, everywhere I see him, everyone is greeting me. They thought he was strong, but they don't know. In addition to the name Jin-Woo, his parents put him to work. He's got another name, Wreck Warrior. Jin-Woo's nickname is the weakest warrior in the human race, so weak as to enter the E-class gate, but still injured to the point of hospitalization. So it's thought that whenever he shows up, the task today is easy. X. Jin-Woo sighed, because you've heard everything Uncle Kim said. But whatever they say is true, so he can't argue. This time the girl, Ju-hee, calls Jin-Woo, because you've got a personal bandage on your face. Jin-Woo explained, this is the injury I had on my previous mission. Ju-hee tells him to be a little more careful. If you don't wear a scar, it is rumored that you practice gangbanging. Then we both sat down and talked to each other. It's only Jin-Woo who was injured during the break in Missio. Dungeon levelly, there are some high-ranking people on the team, so they didn't bother to call in more healers. Jin-Woo thought that getting hurt is my fault, so he's used to going in and out of the hospital. Now Mr. Chizuru, he was the leader of the invasion, appeared this time. Everyone is assured, because he was the most powerful of those present. As soon as they are ready, the whole team walk into the gate. Uncle Kim reminded Jin-Woo, follow everyone to avoid getting hurt. He quickly pulled out his knife, because with the scanty income of the scanty hunter, Jin-Woo can only buy it alone. Better than not. Jin-Woo took a breath to calm down, determined to continue on the road to wealth. At the president's office, the meeting with the government didn't go well, because they don't want dungeons to become more and more popular, but they always want a steady supply. Items obtained from them. Go-chairman understands the government's claim is for reso. Hunters like them are resource sellers, collected from the dungeon as a livelihood. Crystals fall out from defeating monsters. It's called magic stone. Those are the most valuable items. The other side. Jin-Woo, after many attempts, has obtained a stone. But while you're celebrating, he was attacked by a goblin. Jin-Woo risked his life to attack, but your knife is broken. That's the goblin. He used his sword to stab Jin-Woo. Park rushed to defeat the goblin. And leave your healing to Ju-hee. She ran to help him stop the bleeding. Jin-Woo, in pain trying to glance at others, defeat the monsters in the dungeon. And there's more money. Magic stones falling out of high-class monsters. It can be transformed into weapons and armor, stronger to defeat other monsters. And mana ore, extracted from the dungeon. It can also be used in the same way. The main use that the government wants is to use. It's a new energy source, because it's safer than nuclear. It's more efficient than any artificial energy source. It doesn't pollute the environment. The government is currently pushing methods of producing electricity from mana ore and magic stones, a rare resource that only hunters just collected. That's why hunters, they are now the kings of all professions. The other side. Captain Shizuzu has taken down the boss of the dungeon. It makes everyone very happy. Ju-hee asked why. Jin-Woo is stubborn about hunting. One day you will have to die. She's very angry. When asked, Jin-Woo only said sorry. The other side. People have started to divide the spoils collected, even though this dungeon can't find much. Jin-Woo was very disappointed. Because I only earned E-class magic stones. Even if you risk your life, Suddenly another hunter called everyone back because he discovered an underground passage. They figured this could be a 2-story dungeon. It's rumored the boss was defeated, but the dungeon shows no sign of closing, so it's also very strange. Captain Shizu asked for everyone's opinion, because they're usually going to have to report this and seek guidance from the Hunters Association. But the other hunters were afraid. The best part of the dungeon will be enjoyed by the next team. Anyway, this is just Class D Dungio. So Park really wanted to take the risk because he needs money to buy diapers and baby diapers. Captai Shizuru understands the psychology of people's desire to get rich, but this is too risky. He decided to try voting. After a while, it turned out to be 6. 6 agree. The final vote fell to Jin-Woo. You know, D-class dungeons are too dangerous for you. But I didn't come home after I went to buy milk. The cost of living depends on Jin-Woo. You have to take care of your mother's expenses. Tuition money for my sister who is going to college. So Jin-Woo decided to go. While at the center of the associatio, others are taking turns doing ranking checks, brokers from what's already at the door. To be able to invite potential hunters to join us in their representative choice association is the most prestigious and large. No one can beat their hunter Chai-in. Right now, there's 2 motorcyclists out there borrowing a passerby's bag. But they're quickly taken down by a blonde. The girl who grabbed the bag quickly ran to thank, and everyone around is buzzing because the blonde is the hunter Chai-in. A very famous S-level hunter, because I don't like being surrounded. So Hien immediately jumped out of there. The other side, Jin-Woo's group has been exploring the cave. He's sorry, Juhi, because he knows you don't want to come in here. And she's angry that this young man risked his life. Jin-Woo feels guilty because without Juhi's B-level healing power. Then he died, a few minutes ago from the movie. Juhi decides after this to arrest Jin-Woo. I want a drink. Soon their group found a large door. Kim decided to open the door with the consent of Captain Shizu. On the other side, the hunters woke up to start taking an additional course about the formation of hunters. It's a dangerous profession. It can cost lives, so the president goes and reminds them to stay awake, allowed to keep themselves cowardly to survive. Now the door is opened. The green flame torches lit one after another, while everyone is visiting. Notice a large statue in the middle of the room. People get very bored, because there are no monsters here. Let them knock their heads. But the hunters later discovered an ancient script, the rules of the Katenin temple. The first thing is to respect God. The second thing is to praise God. The third thing is to believe in God. Juhi hurriedly pulled on Jin-Woo's shirt because she'd just seen the statue's eyes move and watched them. At this moment, the door suddenly closed. Another angry hunter wants to push the door to go home, but he didn't expect the statue to guard his gate. Cut in half, people were immediately terrified because the statue could move. Jin-Woo is standing there because the person who ranked higher than me, he was defeated with just one blow. When you turn your back, he realized that the eyes of the statue were looking towards them. Jin-Woo has experienced countless deaths. Because of the weak power, Jin-Woo can't arm yourself with good weapons, even with a small knife. But he decided to risk his life to fight. Now a statue shoots energy. Attack everyone. Burned a worker. Bad luck hunting. Jin-Woo quickly told everyone to lie down and put his body out to protect Juhi. Right this moment, he doesn't understand what's going on. Never. The fear of death is as great as this. The hunters now began to hover in fear. Captain Chizuru, quickly tell everyone to stand still. Don't move. He thanked Jin-Woo. Thanks for realizing the danger. That's why people keep their lives. But Jin-Woo doesn't know that either. Because you just feel like something's dangerous. At this point, he realized that Chizuzu had become an amputee. Jin-Woo was forced to give him first aid. Juhi is currently in a panic. Uncle Chizuzu said, I've tried to go on expeditions. Dungeon level B. It can be confirmed. The statue in front of you must be a, if I don't want to say S-class. Shizu recalled the 3 rules of the temple that he had read. 1 is to respect God, 2 is to praise, and 3 is to believe in God. Jin-Woo thought that maybe the God that the ancient script, it's the statue in front of them. They go back 15 years. A pathway that connects to another dimension appears. dragged by the events beyond common sense around the world. For example, the appearance of individuals, they are called hunters, take on the role of destroying the hidden monster in the dungeon behind the gate. But what's waiting for them is on the other side. Sometimes they're the ultimate monsters. It's similar to despair. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo's younger sister Jin-A is at school. She asked about Jin-A's brother who's a hunter, and she thinks she can do a really good job of that. Now Chizu figured they couldn't beat the statue. It's just that they have to find a way out, but another hunter wouldn't sit still. It was very difficult to sign a contract with the big club. He's confident in his speed. We can get out of here before we get killed, but I couldn't get to the gate. The guy was swept away. There's only one pair of shoes left. You buy super durable. Jin-Woo realized the statue can kill them at any time. But it doesn't. Prove the statue is different from the monsters. They only know how to go outside. Remember the ancient texts. Jin-Woo asks Uncle Chizu about the first principle writ. You have to respect God. He figured this dungeon had its own rules, should calculate the actio. Uncle Chizu tried to stop Jin-Woo, but I can see your desperate eyes. Just as the statue was about when the laser evaporated, Jin-Woo bowed his head. It's exactly as you predicted. Jin-Woo hurriedly asked everyone to bow down to the wall. The other hunters didn't understand what Jin-Woo meant, but he figured the statue wouldn't attack them. If people's heads are low, it's like the rule to respect God. Chizuru and the others felt it was right to do it. The statue no longer threatened them, but with a weird smile, just like the Indian Joker, Park risked his life. When we stand up, the statue no longer attacks them. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, because you've been bending over and grabbing everybody. Everyone thought they were going to get their whole life back, but Jin-Woo sees something missing. The statue suddenly stood up. Chizu asked Jin-Woo what to do next. He doesn't know, but he figured the key was to praise God. Another guy stood up. Tell everyone to give it to me. He's been in 300 folk songs. Praise the 10 Buddhas. He quickly recited the prayer. But Jin-Woo recognized this statue as Christian. The Buddha is bad, and the bad hunter was trampled by it. The others immediately fled, or they'll be squeezed into ketchup by the statue. Jin-Woo hurriedly pulls Ju-Hee's hand and runs with him. Park decided not to die here, because his wife and children are waiting at home. But as soon as he wasn't paying attention, then another statue split Park's body in two. Jin-Woo used his full power. Think about what to say to celebrate the statue. You can't leave Ju-Hee alone in danger. Decided to find a clue by looking at everything around you. The hunters at the time were sent to pick up the boxes. Constantly noticed in the room. There's also statues playing music. Jin-Woo told everyone to run in their direction. Of course, the statue only plays music. Uncle Kim almost died. The top of the head for the first time was afraid to cry. Jin-Woo leads Ju-Hee to a nearby musician statue, but it doesn't sing. So you left Ju-Hee behind. He risked his life to run to another statue, become the target of the haunted statue. I thought I'd escape from the statue's feet. It is doubtful. Jin-Woo rolls the wrong way to the statue holding the weapon. He was beaten for serious injury. He's got to put pairs on the ground. He tried hard to get to the singing statue before being trampled, through which to escape death, and the statue also returned to its seat. Ju-Hee anxiously runs to check on Jin-Woo's situation. She was horrified to realize that one of his legs was missing. Fortunately, the middle leg can hold. Ju-Hee tried to stop the bleeding Jin-Woo, but she's reached the limit herself. Watching others die not entirely. Uncle Kim started blaming Captain Chizuru, even though he was the one who proposed exploring the tunnel. People get into a fight, but Chizuru took full responsibility for himself. Jin-Woo thinks now is not the time to fight, because they have one more rule. The statue raised its hand and called out a stone pedestal in the middle of the room. Jin-Woo knows that it's the altar. It's used to offer treasures or sacrifices to the gods. The third rule is to believe in God. People immediately understand what they have to do. Uncle Kim pulled out his sword and pointed it at Captain Chizu, because it was his decision that Park. He is going to be the father of 2 children. He was forced to leave when he was young. He's holding Chizuru accountable. Become a sacrifice. Chizuru agreed, but Jin-Woo knows he's not to blame. As soon as Jin-Woo came near the altar, then a fire appeared. Chizuru asked him what to do next. Jin-Woo, tell everyone we need to check out the altar. So he wants them to help him get there. The flames keep coming, and Jin-Woo realized something. He asked if anyone would come to save them. But this gate's been open for almost a week. If it is not closed after 7 days, then surely the dungeon explosion phenomenon will occur. The monster will get out of the dungeon. That's why the hunters to find and destroy the boss monster to close the gate. If they fail right now, the other statue will escape outside. On the other side, Jin-A's younger sister went to the hospital to visit her mother. She's in a deep coma and hasn't seen her day. Jin-Woo called Uncle Kim and Jui to the altar. So the number of flames is equal to the number of people. Immediately the altar appeared green flames. The back door is open, and the surrounding statues are approaching them. Jin-Woo told everyone not to take their eyes off them, facing the near death. A female hunter panicked, leaving everyone behind to run away. Jin-Woo realizes the flames are dying out. He remembered the order of the 3 rules and realized this place is challenging. They must continue to believe in God, even in the scariest of circumstances. But the hunter next door couldn't take it anymore. So he also left Jin-Woo and escaped. Just like that, the door is getting narrower and narrower. Jin-Woo asked no one to run away anymore. Otherwise, it creates a blind spot. If they take their eyes off the statues, they will attack. Just stand still and don't take your eyes off them. Green flames like timers. When they're out, they'll be saved. However, Kim feared that there was a possibility that the fire turn it off and they will die. He knows he's alive now because of Jin-Woo, but he himself has a wife and children waiting. That's why he was forced to flee. Jin-Woo is very angry because his teammates are only good at squeezing. Uncle Chizu told Jin-Woo and Jui to run away. Just one person to stay. The door won't close completely. He asked Jui to take care of Jin-Woo, but right now her legs can't move. She used too much power to heal Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo hurriedly told Chizuzu to lead Jui away. They don't have time anymore, because he can't carry her out of here. Because he promised to treat Jui to a meal. So Jin-Woo sent back the magic stone that he had. Tell her that after she gets out of here, I'm going to ask for the extra money. Uncle Chizu had no choice but to faint Jui. Because they ran out of time, he accepted Jin-Woo's commission and take her out